Hello, welcome. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. It's early July as I'm filming this, and June was crazy. It was really good in some ways and really not good in some other ways, but the bottom line is I finished my challenge. Each day in June for 30 straight days, I did 3D art for the game I'm working on right now, which I'm calling Project Caribou. The goal was to practice working in Blender, get used to creating art assets for games, and I did it. I did it, and I'm so proud. A lot of the art I worked on was in the form of clothing for the players to wear, little hats or fancy pants, stuff like that. I did a couple of creatures to act as the units that go on the game board during the game. For those who don't know, who haven't been following, it's sort of shaping up to be like an auto chess game, a little bit of strategy, but I want it to be really cute. So I got some creatures made, I got some enemies made, I got a couple of little structures made. I have a lot to work with as I'm implementing the actual features in the game to make the game run. So I'm about as happy as I could be with how this challenge turned out. And without further ado, we are going to roll the footage. I'm going to show you everything that I made in June, and at the end I'm going to line it all up and we're going to see all of it together in one game scene. It's going to be really cool. Day 1, I got my bearings with some easy clothes in the form of a pair of cool shades, kind of like Squirtle Squad gangsta shades, and a simple cape. This makes use of the jiggle bones to sway when the character moves. Day 2, a fancy vest and some slacks with shiny metal buttons. Day 3, I made my first creature, an armadillo, to act as the tank to absorb damage and protect other creatures. So this is the first unit I've made for my little game. Day 4, a cute strappy vest to go with some shorts that I made before the challenge began. Day 5, I rigged my armadillo for animation so I can use all of these bones to move the different parts of the mesh. Day 6, I made a structure, a simple wall that will be used to block off squares so that enemies can't walk across them. Day 7, I created a walking animation for my armadillo. This is the first successful quadruped I've ever animated, so it was really challenging, but I think it looks pretty good. It doesn't look bad, at least. Day 8, I made a shiny metal chest plate. The goal for this was really to test out the metal materials to make sure that they look good, and I think it does. Nice and shiny. Day 9, I made a couple of hairstyles. I really struggle with hair for some reason, just the shape of it really throws me off. I made 2 hairstyles today, a short kind of masculine cut and a bun. Day 10, another material I wanted to play with was emissive materials which give off a glow, so I made some magic pants with glowing runes on them. Day 11, I worked on idle animations for my armadillo creature, and also realized I was doing some things very wrong when exporting animation from Blender into Unity, so I adjusted my process a little bit. Day 12, I worked on animations for the wall structure I made. I made one when it's hit by enemies or kind of leans in a little bit, and then another when it's completely destroyed or the bricks go flying off. Day 13, I was feeling really worn down and kind of unmotivated, so I just made an easy top hat. I realized later that I messed up the UVs so the colors aren't shifting correctly, but that's a pretty easy fix. Days 14 and 15 I recorded together. On day 14 I made another structure, a little zappy lightning tower to paralyze enemies. And then on day 15, I made the particle effect to give it that zappy look, the little glowing lightning bolt stuff around the edges. Day 16, I worked on some blend shapes for the character's face. These are also called shape keys or morph targets, and these create different shapes in the mesh that can be used to animate emotions. Day 17, I made bunny ears. I made a hat and also just like standalone bunny ears. And I also made a long ponytail hairstyle. Day 18, I took those blend shapes I made on day 16 and I turned them into proper animations in Unity. Day 19, I made a big fluffy scarf and a shiny crystal necklace. I also accidentally left the face in angry mode for a couple of these recordings, and looking back I think it's pretty funny. Day 20, I made this long sleeve shirt and some trousers, kind of like a pirate outfit. And day 21, inspired by the pirate vibes from day 20, I made one of these tricorn pirate hats and a long loose hairstyle. Day 22, I made some spooky trees. I've configured these so that they select a random color for the trunk and the leaves, for the ones that have leaves, so they will all look a little bit different. Day 23 is pretty subtle. I made a new running animation for the character, so I'm no longer using the pre-made Mixamo running animation. Day 24, I made a baby boar. This is going to be the DPS type creature focused on dealing damage. Days 25 and 26 I also recorded together. Day 25 I made an animation of the player doing this really exaggerated clap, intending to use it for like a spell. And then on day 26 I made some particle effects to make it look magical. I think I want to use this for when the player summons new creatures and stuff. Day 27, it was 115 degrees here in Oregon, and so as I was melting, I busted out a quick curly hairstyle. Day 28, I rigged my baby boar so this sweet baby can be animated. Day 29, I made my first enemy. This was based on a super rough sketch I did in just a few minutes, but I really like how it turned out. Are these ears? Are they horns? I don't know. I love it though. It's very cute, but it still has sort of a sinister look. And finally, day 30. To finish up the 30-day challenge, I made a final piece of clothing, a cute dress. And that's it. 30 days of 3D art. Every single day. Even if it was just something small, I did something. I usually feel really good after a challenge, accomplished, and kind of fulfilled, and this challenge is no different. The bonus is that I feel like I can keep going. Like it wasn't as intense as something like National Novel Writing Month, NaNoWriMo, where at the end of it I just feel like my creative spirit is just completely wiped out. I actually feel like I could do more 3D art, which is really nice. I feel like this was a good pace, and taking days that were a little bit easier was a good idea. I am back to focusing a bit more on code now because I have a lot of actual features to implement before I can make use of a lot of this art, but I'm still making time to do a little bit of art here and there so I can fill out my game as I go and kind of build it up gradually. I'm tentatively working on another vlog for July, but no guarantees since vlogging can be kind of hard for me sometimes, but I'll do my best. Either way, I'll be back sooner or later with another video, and I hope to see you there. Thank you. Goodbye.